you feel certain clients took a course module on getting rid of salespeople because they are so good at it. Let's explore this issue in more depth in today's episode. Welcome back to Year 5 of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, which we release every Monday. I'm your host, Dr. Greg Story, Dale Carnegie Tokyo franchise owner, master trainer, president of Dale Carnegie Tokyo Training, and 3-time best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery, Japan Business Mastery, and Japan Presentations Mastery. Zaegyo is the translation of Japan Sales Mastery. My latest book is Stop Wasting Money on Training, and the Japanese translation is Training de okane o muda ni suru no wa yamimashou. We are bringing the show to you from our High Performance Center in Akasaka in Minato-ku, the business center of Tokyo. Why the cutting edge? We are here to win in business in Japan. Let's all be at the forefront, at the cutting edge of how to flourish here in this market. This is episode number 260. Don't send it to the client. それでは行きましょう. So let's get going. How I hate those 4 words, send it to me. I get that heavy feeling in my stomach and around my shoulders. I know we are now on the path to sales hell. I particularly hate it when I hear that request after I've tried for the second time to secure a meeting to go through things face to face, be that online or in person. After you've requested the meeting and they push back, you can go back again and try for the meeting. However, when they push back twice in a row, you have nowhere to go. You have to send it, or you come across in a bad light as someone who is either stupid or socially tone deaf. Neither are attractive to buyers, so we best avoid plunging ourselves into those negative brackets. The send it to me request usually refers to sending basic information such as brochures and flyers, or it may be around content and pricing. The latter is usually a quotation or a proposal. The reason the buyer normally puts forward for not meeting you is that they are too busy to see you. If you've had one meeting already and it is time to propose the deal, you can send the document by email and not meet. The chances of them buying, though, are substantially reduced, and you may as well post it to yourself for all the good it will do. Those flyers and brochures you diligently sent in response to their request will soon be winging their way to the waste paper basket to be forgotten immediately. I struggle with this send it to me request. I know I have to do it if I've exhausted my chances of a face-to-face meeting in a room or virtually. However, I know this is a dead duck. I often meet senior decision makers who will request I send the information so they can share it with the team. What does that look like? If it is a physical entity, it will just be sent to the designated person with very little explanation. Now, I may have spent an hour with the senior company representative going through chapter and verse of the innumerable benefits and marvelous advantages of our widget. This gets compacted down to, take a look at this when passed down the line. The end receiver in Japan is often indignant that anyone is intruding on their turf, and they have that not invented here histrionic approach. If they didn't know about it already, or they didn't find it for themselves, then it can't be any good. The people who need to get involved vote with their feet and end the process right there. You are left high and dry with nowhere to go. You don't get to meet them. When you follow up, the big boss tells you the team has had a look at it and decided they are not going forward with the information. Where do you go? Basically, you go and find another buyer because this is a train wreck. Find out more when we come back from the break. If you want to be successful as a leader, do the Leadership Training for Managers course. All companies need people who can both manage and lead. Leading people screams out for real skills in communication, dealing with all different types of people, being excellent at innovation, planning, delegation, handling mistakes, doing performance reviews really well, and inspiring and motivating the team. Do the Leadership Training for Managers course now in either Japanese or English. Are you doing business with Japan? Do you really know how things work? Japan Business Mastery provides the answers. Do you have the right networks and know how to create them? Do you know how to get on the same wavelength with Japanese buyers? Do you know what being trustworthy looks like from the Japanese perspective? Japan Business Mastery is based on more than 30 years' experience in Japan and will become your go-to guide. Want to succeed in Japan? Buy Japan Business Mastery now. Welcome back. Next time, though, you should apply a different approach. Ask the senior person to introduce you to the people down the line who will do the actual work. Now, they may refuse to do that for whatever reason, but you should always ask, and ask in a way that is hard for them to say no. For example, Sik-san, what we've found is that when we present our materials to people who often carry out the actual tasks, they see many more possibilities than we can imagine because they are at the coalface. Would it be beneficial for your company to be able to generate innovative ideas and new possibilities if I was able to take your team members through the details rather than just passing on materials which by themselves provide insufficient context? Now that is a question carefully designed to elicit a yes response, and this is the type of question we need to insert at this point. When it is a proposal document, we are normally sending it to the senior person we met previously. Remember, this is a false dawn. They are going to go straight to the back of the document and will see only costs and no value in the pages presented. Without us there to explain the associated value of the investment, they cannot rationalize the two together very easily. We know our product or service much better than they ever will know. We have broad experience of where other buyers have benefited from it, and we can answer any queries they may have right there on the spot. When we send it, we are sending the proposal out naked to the world with no protection from the harsh glare of buyer skepticism. The proposal is like the headline of a magazine article. To really understand what is going on, we have to read the article itself to get the proper perspective and context involved. When we don't get that chance, we are sending our sales hopes into oblivion. I had one of those send it to me requests last week, and I sent the proposal with the numbers, knowing full well this was a guaranteed suicide mission. When the buyer decides to not make the time, then they haven't been sold enough on the value. I had one prior meeting, but obviously I didn't do a good enough job on explaining the value of what we do. The leadership team over there will look at the numbers and they will say to themselves, that is out of our budget. The reply I expect will be, thanks but no thanks. Those numbers supplied are relative to the return they will bring, and the real cost of our service is zero because the cost will be paid for out of the additional growth. This genius conversation is unlikely to be had because I won't be able to get in front of them to make my points. Send it to me is the kiss of death in sales. Sometimes we just can't avoid it, but we should always push hard for a face-to-face meeting. Don't push too hard though, because you will mark yourself out as an idiot and they will never deal with you again. Today's no is only no to the offer in its current form. in this part of the business cycle, within the limitations of this year's budget. It doesn't mean no forever. And one day, the planets will align, and we will go back in there and make the sale. We have to be patient and keep plugging away with other players and buyers in the interim. I hope you enjoyed today's show, and so please subscribe on YouTube. Share it with your family, friends, and colleagues. Become a regular. Hit the little bell icon to receive update notifications. Our website details are on screen now, www.dale-carnegie.cojp. It's packed with value, so certainly check it out. We try to offer as much value as possible, so you might also enjoy our other shows. In fact, we are releasing content 6 days a week. For podcasts, Mondays for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show, Tuesday for the Presentations Japan series, and every second Tuesday for the Business Tatsujin no Oshie Show, Wednesdays for the Sales Japan series, Thursdays for the Leadership Japan series, and every second Thursday for the Business Pro Podcast Show, Fridays for the Japan Business Mastery Show, and Saturdays for Japan's top business interviews. Now, you get these wherever you get your podcast. Also, every Monday, we release the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. Every second Thursday, we release the Business Pro Television Show. And every Friday, the Japan Business Mastery Show. Saturdays, every Saturday, we're releasing Japan's top business interviews. These are all on YouTube. We appreciate your support, and please let others know about it so they can benefit too. We want to make a contribution to helping people build their careers and businesses. And so please join with us in that endeavor. In episode number 261, we're talking about nature's attack on productivity is real. So, yoroshiku onegai itashimasu. Please join me for the next episode of the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. We are here to help you, and we have only got one direction in mind for you and your business, and that is up.